Everybody, Jake here with the last video of the TrendSpider weekend analysis, and we are looking at XBI, the biotech ETF for S&P. And what we can see is, the same thing that we were looking on previous charts with the weekly Fibonacci levels overlaid on the daily chart. And we can see that the daily price action has actually respected these areas very, very well. And we can see that here off the 0.382 level. Twice, so we had a kind of a a double top here, and now, I hate to say this is an inverse head and shoulders with this type of close on Friday, but technically we still have the left shoulder, the head, and then this right shoulder. Now, if this starts to break down and we test this area again, then this goes out the window, and we'll just have to see what happens. But based on the lower indicators, the MACD is about to cross to the downside, which generally does have bearish sentiment to follow. We'll just have to see what happens, but we do have an alert set at the channel support below in case that we do break down here and test the lower 70s. From a long-term standpoint, we're seeing something similar as we did on QQQ with this very, very, very oversold level on the RSI. And so, this was a bottom back in 2016. I still remember 2015 into 2016, just a massive market crash. That was definitely an interesting thing to watch. However, we did find a bottom once the RSI did go below 30, as we are here. So we are very oversold just like this. And if we look back, we can see that the MACD was really the last thing to confirm the uptrend. And so notice how we are starting to slowly curl, shown by the histogram moving up. And we'll just have to see what happens. Based on, if we were to look in the past and base this action on this support, we are very close to a bottom. However, status quos can always change in the market. Things can start to break down bigger, and we'll just have to follow it day by day and see what happens. But from the longer term weekly candle, we are getting very close to breaking down through this long-term channel. And however, we are oversold on the RSI and the MACD. So a little back and forth on which way this really wants to go, bullish or bearish. But from a short-term perspective, if I were to guess, we may test this trend line on the daily candle for a third time in the coming weeks. Hope everyone has a great weekend and happy trading into next week. If you have any questions on how to set up alerts, overlay longer-term Fibonacci or trend line levels on a shorter-term chart, please reach out and we will be happy to help you. We also have demos. You can also sign up for a webinar as well, which is a little bit of a bigger kind of audience. It's not as personal, but it can answer a lot of the questions you may have. Please feel free to reach out and have a great weekend.